Today we are going to explore how we can create ease throughout our entire being, through our whole being. An important place to start is to consider where we may be blocking ease within us. Ease is a natural state. It's the harmony that we are born in. And we, throughout our lives, set up different ways to block this natural state for us. So to begin, just close your eyes and think for a moment, what is the state of your being right now? What is the state of your being right now? And we'll open the chat. So if anybody wants to share what your state of being is right now. So I'm reading the chat here. We have a lot of us are already calm and tranquil and happy, fantastic, peaceful. That's wonderful. Now, are there any times that you may set up blocks to your ease and tranquility? Are you at ease all the time? And if you do sometimes set up blocks so that your natural state of harmony is not, that's not your natural state of being, what are some of those blocks? When are you blocking a natural state of ease? And again, you're welcome to share this in the chat. So if someone's stressed, and I used to go back and forth about whether Rosicrucians should focus on something that we don't want more of. Like, should we say, okay, what are some things that block my natural state of ease? And I think a lot of people who are working on themselves, they only want to think about the positive. And that's very helpful once we have achieved our ideal state. But until then, if we don't recognize, if we don't observe when we do have blockages to our natural state of ease, they are going to continue to happen. So there's value in observing what it is we may do that blocks our harmonious natural state of being. And then when it pops up, we're more aware of it. And there are blockages that we've put in place that keep us from feeling at ease that may have been created decades ago. It may be that even when we were children, there may have been a time when we felt the appropriate response was fear or anger or sadness. And we have programmed our subconscious mind, our subconsciousness, to give us more of that, and we don't even realize it. Sometimes we will draw people into our lives who give us more of this emotion that we felt protected us many years ago, or even recently. So it's very valuable to look at ways that we may be blocking a natural state of harmony and ease. And I'm seeing that some of the comments in the chat, when I watch the news, most definitely, self-doubt, helplessness in a situation, worry about everything, doing too much, such that actions can create a frenzy, and it's not a merry frenzy. So it wasn't hard to come up with things that are blocking our ease. Right? I mean, we have a lot of comments in the chat. So we know this is going on, but usually we're not aware of it consciously. When we come to a gathering like this, we have the intention of being at ease. So we prepare ourselves. We might be on the lookout for blockages to our ease, or we may set those aside, knowing that this is a safe place for us right now. But part of the work that we're going to do during this time together will be to observe when we have put blockages to ease in place. And we're going to get right to work now. So if you would please sit in whatever way is most comfortable for you. And take 3 deep breaths, becoming more relaxed with each exhalation. Now, think of one block to your ease that you want to focus on today. They're all related. Anger is related to fear, is related to sadness. All of these emotions are related to each other. So just pick one. If there's something that prevents you from being in a state of ease all the time, you embraced this blockage to ease at some point because you thought it was helpful. You probably thought you were experiencing a threat, or you may have actually been in a survival situation. Consider now if this blockage to your ease is still serving you. There are times when we need to pay attention, when fear might be an appropriate response. But generally speaking, is this blockage to having ease all the time serving you? And do you want to take that into your future? Whatever emotions we are experiencing today, whatever they are from the past. We are creating our future every moment. Do you want to take this aspect into your future? And again, I'm always cautious about focusing on anything negative. And for our purpose today, I ask that you think about who you no longer want to be. What aspect of yourself do you no longer need or want to take into your future? The unconscious just follows our commands. So there may be times when you've been frustrated thinking, how many times do I have to learn this lesson? I've overreacted, I'm fearful, I'm angry, whatever it is. When am I going to learn this? Your autonomic nervous system and your subconscious are programmed to deliver this. They are just following orders. So we're going to work on these aspects to turn them over to a higher power, to a higher plane of consciousness, to the divine. We're going to practice a few exercises that will help to put us in a position to have the most direct contact with our subconscious and with the divine as possible. And this will include focusing on our breath, the Rosicrucian overall exercise, and an attunement with the celestial sanctum, which we've done a number of times. And we're going to begin with a simple exercise that helps to calm the autonomic nervous system. And this is just tugging down on our earlobes. The vagus nerve is a really long nerve going from our brain all the way down to the abdomen. And it connects through this area. There's a peripheral nerve that we can actually get in touch with by pulling down on our earlobes. And this helps to make our autonomic nervous system vibrant and the vagus nerve appropriately responsive. So just do that a few times. And now, please close your eyes and focus on your breath. Breathe normally, and as you breathe in and out, feel the air going in and out of your nostrils. If your mind wanders, just gently bring it back to feeling the air going in and out of your nostrils. This is another exercise that helps to calm and stabilize the autonomic nervous system. So do that for just some moments. Now, focus your attention on a tiny vibrating cell in your left big toe. Feel its vibrating energy. Expand your awareness to your entire left foot. Now feel the energy vibrating in your right big toe. Just a tiny cell in your right big toe. And expand your awareness to your entire right foot. Now, your left lower leg. Your right lower leg. Your left upper leg. Your right upper leg. Your hips. Your abdomen. Your chest. Now feel the energy vibrating in the fingers on your left hand. Feel the tingling there. Expand your awareness to your entire left hand. Now feel the energy in the fingers on your right hand. And expand your awareness to your entire right hand. Your left forearm. Your right forearm. Your left upper arm. Your right upper arm. Now feel the energy vibrating at the base of your spine. As you draw your awareness up your spine, be aware of the energy vibrating in your lower back, your middle back, your upper back, your shoulders, your neck, your jaw, your mouth, your ears, your nose, your eyes, your forehead, the top of your head. Now we're going to ascend to the celestial sanctum, which is the highest spiritual plane with which we can attune. So bring your awareness above where you are seated. Above the building you may be in. Above your city. Above your state or province. Above your country. Going higher and higher and higher. Pause for a moment and look back, and you see Earth as a spinning sphere. Now, continue your ascent, going higher and higher. And you're going to see in the distance the celestial sanctum as you have chosen to visualize it. So you may choose an inspiring landscape. Could be an area in the mountains or by the sea, in a forest. Could be a beautiful building, could be a Rosicrucian temple. Some place that being there, whether you have ever really been there or not, just fills your heart with joy. A symbol of this high plane of consciousness with which we can attune. And now come to the entrance to your celestial sanctum and pause for a moment. Before you enter your celestial sanctum, pause, purify your thoughts, and humbly ask to be allowed to visit this sacred plane of awareness. And now enter your celestial sanctum, however you have chosen to visualize it. You are filled with awe at its beauty. You're inspired by the sounds. Be aware of the fragrances. Feel yourself moving around in this sacred place that's beyond time and space. Now you sense a loving, protective power in this place. And you may experience it as a loving grandmother or a loving grandfather. There is a presence there that has been waiting for you. It is overjoyed that you have arrived. Now, this aspect of yourself that's no longer serving you, that may be a blockage to you experiencing ease and harmony in every moment, you're going to turn this over to this loving consciousness in your celestial sanctum, to a higher power, a higher consciousness. Allow, however you've symbolized this loving energy, allow it to take from you this aspect that no longer serves you. See yourself handing it over. What thoughts are you turning over? What choices? What actions? What emotions? This is what you're going to surrender. Those thoughts and actions and choices and emotions. And in a moment, I'm going to ask you to notice yourself at different points during the day. And you're going to see this aspect pop up because you've programmed this into your subconscious, possibly for a very long time. So you're going to have to be reminded that you want to change. So in the first instance, I'm going to ask you to see yourself at a particular time of day, and I will say, change. Then I'll ask you to see yourself at another time of day, and I will say change, but you'll also say change out loud. You will say change along with me. And then in the third period of the day that I ask you to see this aspect coming up, you alone will say change. So we're going to begin this now. So see yourself in bed in the morning. You just woke up. You get up, you do the things that you do in the morning, and you find yourself behaving or thinking or doing something related to this aspect that you have surrendered. And you will say change. Now, see yourself in the afternoon. Maybe some place that brings up conflict or challenges for you, some place that will be a little bit of a test, that it wouldn't be unusual for this aspect to come up for you. So see that coming up in your afternoon, and together now, you and I at the same time are going to say change. Ready? See it and say change. Change. Now, see yourself at the end of your day. You've prepared yourself for bed. You're getting ready to slip in under the covers. And this aspect pops up for you, whatever it is. And now I leave this to you. So you say it on your own. Now see that presence that's in your celestial sanctum, right there with you, protecting and supporting you. Now we're going to move into the state of ease that we want to experience all the time. So again, with that loving, protective presence there with you, see yourself experiencing profound ease. How are you behaving? Now, what choices are you making? What are you saying? What are you thinking? What feelings are you experiencing? How will you move in this new state of ease? How does this feel? Feel this in your heart as a yellow, radiant light. Memorize that feeling in your heart and be aware of the expression on your face right now. Memorize that too. Place your hands on your heart. See the yellow light radiating from your heart center throughout your entire being. Beyond your physical body, affecting your aura. Our auras are our psychic energy that extend beyond the physical limits of our body. See this radiant yellow light affecting the energy field around you, radiating into the energy field that extends beyond you. Bless this future. Also, bless your past for the wisdom that it has given you. When we're not controlled by emotions and behaviors of the past that aren't helpful to us, when we just observe them, this is wisdom. Now, with your hands still on your heart center, with this yellow radiant energy radiating to all parts of our being and beyond, we're going to intone the vowel sound A 3 times. Ready? Inhale. Memorize this feeling. This is your command to the subconscious, the autonomic nervous system that only wants to produce what you've instructed it to do. Memorize the feeling throughout your entire being. Again, the expression on your face, how you feel right now, the profound sense of ease and harmony and connection. Now give thanks that this is done. How can you express your gratitude that this is done? Now lower your hands. You're going to leave the celestial sanctum now. But before following the same path that you took on the ascent, before you leave your celestial sanctum, pause for a moment in reverence, in thanks. In recognition of what you were just allowed to do. Through the generosity of the divine. Now begin to make your way back towards earth. Towards the country where you live. Your state or province. Your city. If you're in a building, bring your awareness back to the building. Bring your awareness back to where you're seated, if you're seated. If it is the will of the cosmic, so mote it be. Now feel your body in the chair where you're seated. Move around a little bit. Bring your awareness back to here and now. When you're ready, open your eyes. Feel this power within you. You have planted this seed as your future. So as we close, I invite you to share in the chat anything that you'd like to share from your experience. So a wonderful sense of joy. Pixie felt electrically hugged. That's nice. Love and gratitude. I feel changed. Grace and beauty. The warmth of love. Dear fratres and sorors, I so wish you this deep ease and peace profound in every moment. So mote it be.